Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen, so that we may bring you the following special presentation from WVEC-TV.
Hello, I'm Bill Fricks, Chairman and CEO of Newport News Shipbuilding. On behalf of all of us at Newport News, season's greetings. This is our 12th year of sponsoring a Navy Christmas. It's one way we can show our appreciation to you, the men and women of the Navy and Marine Corps, and to your families. Thank you for serving our country. Whether you're aboard the Nimitz, a Newport News-built ship, or deployed elsewhere, we wish all of you a safe return home and happiness during this holiday season. God bless you and your families.
Season's greetings and welcome to Taco Bell. I'm Lori Dewey, Director of Operations for our stores here in Norfolk. Each year as we watch a Navy Christmas, we are reminded of the selfless dedication of our men and women in uniform and their families. We are so very proud to join WVEC in sponsoring the 12th anniversary of A Navy Christmas. On behalf of all of us at Taco Bell, we wish you a happy holiday season and a joyous new year.
Season's greetings. I am Brian McDonald, President of Navy Federal Credit Union. For over 60 years, Navy Federal has provided worldwide financial services to the men and women of the Navy and Marine Corps and their families. Navy Federal is about people helping people. As a proud sponsor of A Navy Christmas, we are able to bring loved ones closer together during this important time of year. From all of us at Navy Federal, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Joe Flanagan. It is a long, long way from the piers here at the Norfolk Naval Base to the port cities of Naples, Italy, Palma de Mallorca, Spain, and Bahrain in the Persian Gulf. But that is exactly where thousands of Hampton Roads sailors and Marines will be spending this holiday season. In the next hour, we hope to bring them a little bit closer to home. I'll be covering stories stateside this year, along with 13 News reporter Velma Scaife and Rebecca Schramm, a Navy wife herself. Mike Gooding made the big trip to the Med and the Persian Gulf.
Well, Joe, the United States now has 2 aircraft carriers operating here in the Persian Gulf for the first time since Operation Desert Storm. The USS Nimitz was supposed to be here anyway, but that was the only aircraft carrier that was supposed to be here. That is, until Saddam Hussein started acting up in late October and early November. The president ordered the USS George Washington from the Mediterranean Sea to here, and now both ships are operating simultaneously. For the GW and its crew of 5,800 people, it all began back in Norfolk on October 3rd.
They knew this day would come, but dreaded nevertheless. The goodbyes start early on the morning the George Washington Battle Group is to deploy. Every second of that last hug and that last kiss are savored. These are the memories and feelings that are going to have to last families and loved ones 6 months.
You know, we've had our little crying moments, and I'll definitely cry later. There's no doubt about that. I'm not looking forward to it at all. It's like, even though it's the last one, it's still a long time. You know, it's a long time out of your life.
Hello, Daddy, kiss. Say bye-bye, Daddy, love you. Bye-bye, Daddy, love you.
Yeah. Even after saying their goodbyes, loved ones will linger pierside as long as they can in hopes of catching one more glimpse of their favorite sailor.
I'm hurting, but, you know, he had to do what he got to do. I mean, all I can do is just stay strong for him. You see him? They're gonna wave bye-bye. Wave to Daddy. Say bye. Say love you.
Watching him go away makes it a little bit easier.
Becky says staying until the ship is no longer in sight makes the separation from Daddy a lot easier for their 4 children. The kids might not be able to pick him out of a sea of white, but she knows Master Chief James Connor's walk anywhere.
Right there. Shannon, come here. He's right there.
Their waiting paid off. Daddy not only signs "I love you," he waves his final goodbye. For many of the sailors, this is their first deployment. It can be an exciting time, not just for them, but for parents and grandparents.
It's a neat experience for a young man. Single, 21. Go ahead and see the world.
If I were 50 years younger, I always said, I'd like to take your place.
Many of the spouses and their kids left behind probably wish he could take their daddy's or their husband's place. Brenda McMichael is not looking forward to the separation from her husband Troy one bit. He's a storekeeper on the George Washington.
I'm scared, but then I had to laugh it off and be strong for them.
I used to be with my kids on Christmas, but now I gotta wait until next Christmas because I'm out here in the water, floating around. Don't know when we're gonna hit port. So.
From the home port, Linda Smith is a new wife, a new mom, and new to the Navy experience. Her husband William is looking forward to his first deployment and his job that includes firing missiles. But she started missing him even before he left.
He's going to miss her first birthday, real first Christmas, everything.
I thought about it right after I got my orders to come aboard the George Washington, found out when it was departing, for how long it was going to be gone, and what went through my mind was I was going to be missing all the major holidays and my little girl's first birthday.
Ensign Brandy O'Neill enjoys her job as an admin officer on the USS Guam. And while this isn't her first deployment, it may be the most difficult. O'Neill is leaving behind someone very special. It's her pride and joy, 3-year-old Marcus.
I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. Can I have a kiss? Okay.
It's a unique experience being a parent out to sea. And I don't think it's something that you can put into words until you've actually been that parent.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
When the families at home are celebrating the holidays, the sailors on the ships are too, sort of. O'Neill will probably sing Christmas carols to pictures of her loved ones. She says her family will be doing the same with a picture of her on the mantle at home.
Christmas out to sea, for the most part, is just another day. I mean, for the most part, it really is. I mean, even though, you get your boxes and you open them up on Christmas Day, it's still just another day.
Holiday or not, it's still business as usual on the ships. But some families here in Hampton Roads are trying their best to make sure it's not just another day. Joe Flanagan shows us how some Navy wives are doing their part to make sure their loved ones know, even though they're away, they're not forgotten.
During a holiday deployment, wives clubs play an important role. They'll get together for picnics or bridal showers, baby showers, or here wrapping presents to send out to their husbands.
It may not sound like much, but these get-togethers offer stateside spouses or friends a chance to bond with others going through the same kind of separation.
This is my husband and I's 4th cruise together, and first with a child, so it's definitely different. But the Wives Club they're just a tremendous amount of help. Without them, it would be difficult, very difficult.
They'd like to send themselves, or in this case, their new babies, to their deployed loved one, but a wrapped token of affection will have to do. And some tokens.
Well, what I have here is a cheese head, actually. My husband, Ted Heflin, is a Wisconsin native and a big Packer fan.
Mrs. Parker was sending along a new shirt, complete with reminders of good times yet to come.
Hi, this is Keith Parker, and this is the wife. Honey, I just wanted to tell you Merry Christmas. I love and I miss you.
Videotaping this session for Navy Christmas for at least one woman in the group meant a rendezvous of sorts with destiny.
Yeah, I saw it when I was growing up, and it made me cry, so I had to turn off the TV every time, and I didn't know it was going to be me someday. So now I'll probably cry watching myself.
Yes, at a home or a picnic or wherever they meet, these informal get-togethers go a long way.
The Wives Club is wonderful. It's just a really good support group, and they help to keep your spirits up, and it really makes it a lot easier.
Of course, we had to allow time for a few holiday greetings.
Sometimes they say that picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, here's your picture. We don't have many words to say except that we love you.
Me and the little one are doing great, and hope to see you in April, and I'll be a lot bigger, hon. Merry Christmas.
And one group shot. Okay, ladies.
Merry Christmas from the Lady Diamondbacks. We love you. Mwah!
It's no holiday here aboard the USS Nimitz, the soon-to-be Norfolk-based USS Nimitz. The big flat top left Bremerton, Washington on September 1st. Then they were in the middle of a 4-day port call to Hong Kong when the 911 call came from Washington. Get to the Persian Gulf and get there fast. And with all due haste, the Nimitz steamed west for the Gulf, and immediately upon arrival began air operations over southern Iraq, enforcing the UN no-fly zone. It lasted 40 days and 40 nights, and then some. Finally, the order came down from the Pentagon. The USS George Washington would join the Nimitz in the Gulf. It was welcome news, to say the least.
Basically, another aircraft carrier brings a complete another battle group with all their associated ships. You allow kind of to go a port and starboard or a rest period for the crews instead of being on call and alert 24 hours a day. It allows you to take a day off, do a lot of maintenance, get all the airplanes back in the status that you'd like to see them every day.
So you don't mind sharing the glory?
Absolutely not. We welcome the added joining of the battle group.
Suddenly, there were 2 American aircraft carriers on station. Between them, 9 acres of sovereign U.S. territory, 8 football fields worth of steel and nuclear power, 150 combat aircraft, 10,000 plus warriors.
One of the great capabilities of a ship such as either of these ships, the Nimitz or the George Washington, is its ability to reposition and to bring combat capability anywhere in the world. So we talk about that a lot. And when the call came to do this, I think there was a sense of purpose, sort of a rededication to the requirements to move the ship and its machines and people.
And without firing the first missile, the conflict seemed to go away. Saddam Hussein backed down and let the United Nations weapons inspectors back into Iraq.
That was the intention, to deal from a position of strength, and I don't think it's just coincidental that tensions come down a little bit when we move with such a strong resolve.
With the showdown averted, it was back to business as usual for the carriers, the business of defending the free world. Every day they're there on the front line, sailing into potentially troubled waters. But this time of year, most crew members aren't thinking about that. They're thinking about their loved ones back home.
It stinks. There's not a lot of way of getting around that. But they've got their mom there doing a great job, and we'll get through it.
The worst time for me is Christmas because I miss seeing the kids' face when they open their presents and stuff. But the rest of the holidays are all right, but Christmas is I miss the most.
Actually, it's probably tougher on them because they have more things they have to do in life. All I have to worry about is myself. My wife's got to take care of the kids and all the Christmas shopping and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's always tough being away from home. You miss the family a lot. And while out here, though, you try to keep up with them. We got the email on board, which is a good thing. We keep in touch with them, and they got the cellular phones also. We call home, talk with the family. That gets you by a little, but it's nothing like being back at home.
From the sailors who prep the airplanes to the pilots who fly them to the cooks who feed them all, the holidays are a hard time. There's no doubt about that.
Anytime you're away from your families and friends, it's tough, but it's just a small sacrifice in which all of us on board the ship has to make in our career. So, you know, I look back this a year from now, and I'm gonna just say, you know, it was just a piece of cake.
Maybe, but for now, this other side of the world is home away from home for these men and women. None of them has to be here. No one was drafted. Each volunteered. And from the ships at sea to the land-based helicopter squadrons which service them, no one's really complaining about the situation.
Kind of tough. You know, it's got a job to do, but you know, I miss my family back home. So, but
somebody's got to do it, right?
Yep, somebody's got to do it.
No, this isn't the U.S. Navy celebrating the holidays. It's the annual lighted boat parade on the Elizabeth River. The USS what?
We know you sailors and Marines miss your loved ones dearly this time of year, and you also miss the sights of home. So we thought we'd bring you some snippets of the Grand Illumination Parade here in beautiful downtown Norfolk on a beautiful Saturday night. Now, if you look closely, you might even see my daughter here with the Gene Wallace dancers. Allison, are you there? Yeah, there she is.
Thousands and thousands packed the streets as downtown Norfolk officially turned on the lights and turned on the multitudes as well.
Well, it's better every year, and there's so much enthusiasm and lots of kids, and the theme of it is treasures of the city and treasures of the season. We certainly have a lot of treasures.
Treasures like the Nasty Boys from the Norfolk Sanitation Department. They steal the show wherever they go.
And you back there or over there are our best treasures. You're keeping us safe and sound, and we hope that you'll be back real soon, and God bless you.
From the Navy's finest to these big floating Macy's lookalikes, we found folks lining the parade route eager to pass along well wishes overseas.
To the USS George Washington Battle Group and the USS Guam ARG, we wish in our blessings this Christmas season upon you, and praying that you'll come back victorious. God bless you, and we're praying for you daily.
We wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, and we wish you all were here with us.
Merry Christmas!
I'd just like to say hi to my friends in the George Washington Battle Group and the Nimitz Battle Group, especially Greg Fowler, Bill Gilbert, who else? Chuck Roberts, and just let you all know, and Greg Davis, and just let you all know that we're thinking about you, and our love and spirit and prayers are with you.
Those of you who see this tape on board your ship should know you are not forgotten this holiday season.
Thank you for being here, being out there for us. To every serviceman, every servicewoman, Merry Christmas and thanks.
Who says deployments are all bad? Every once in a while you hit a pretty decent Liberty port like Naples in central Italy, the Italian Republic's third largest city with a population of 1.2 million people. Besides a storied history that dates back to the days of Julius Caesar and stretches through the Renaissance, to the dark days of fascism, Mussolini, and World War II, Naples also enjoys some of this region of the world's most diverse architecture. And in one small, tucked-away section of the city, they do Christmas like nobody's business.
They call this part of town the Church of San Gregorio Armeno, a centuries-old marketplace in the heart of Old Naples. Americans might know it better, though, as Christmas Alley. If you can't get the holiday spirit here, you can't get it anywhere.
52 weeks a year, Naples artists and craftsmen bring their Christmas wares here. On this particular night, it's cold and rainy, and the merchants aren't especially enthusiastic.
Non troppo bene.
At the beginning it's not very well, because many people go here and arrive and look, but few people buy something.
Just offshore steams the amphibious assault ship USS Guam. At 602 feet long, it's like a mini aircraft carrier whose aircraft are helicopters. And whose primary mission is transporting the ship's 1,700 sailors and Marines wherever in the world they need to go. It's a challenge the Guam skipper, Captain Bill Ludy, enjoys.
We come to the Med to do essentially three things, Mike. The first thing is to train with our allies to hone our combat skills. The second thing, of course, is to be ready to respond to any real-world contingency or crisis that may come our way. And finally, and I think just as importantly, we go into port to visit and be with our allies to cement those diplomatic relations. So all those three things together, I think, are the reason why we're here today.
It's important work, but this time of year it's also lonely work, and everywhere it seems there are reminders of home. The Guam's intelligence officer, Lieutenant Commander Len Abatillo, remembers like it was yesterday that day on the pier in Norfolk, when he said goodbye to his wife Cindy and his daughters Caitlin and Leah.
It's an empty feeling, but also a feeling that it's finally gotten here. We can get back on track and get our lives moving and back to normal and wait until March.
For Len, here on the other side of the world, that's a tall order.
Some days are very difficult. But you try to keep busy working and find other things like going to work out or taking tours to try to take your mind off of being away from the family. Little things like that really help. Otherwise, when you're just sitting in your stateroom like I am here, you get you kind of can start getting blue. But most of all, I would love to be able to give my girls a hug and a kiss, but I can't, so hopefully they'll know that they're always in my heart. So.
For others on the ship, the younger guys who may not have families back home, dealing with the holidays is a lot easier. They may miss mom and dad, but they can take solace in other ways.
I take a lot of pride in serving the country. I mean, it's in my heart. It's where I was born.
You say it's in your family?
Yes, my dad and grandfather on down was prior military also. So it's a family thing, I guess.
And then there are the guys who've already served their country for decades, for whom this is the last deployment. Guys like Guam Command Master Chief Gary DeWitt, who's retiring after more than a quarter-century in the Navy. He's missed many Christmases in 18 overseas deployments. As for next Christmas,
I'll be home with the family. I'll be home with the family for Christmas, anniversaries, and birthdays.
What do you think about that?
It'll be a change. It'll be different. After riding ships for 26 years, it's going to be a different change being home every night, dealing with the problems back there where my wife dealt with everything before. Now I have to deal with it.
And at this holiday season, some are focusing what they're missing back home. DeWitt's already thinking about what he'll be missing when he gets out, his shipmates.
I'll miss them to death. I cannot imagine not being around Marines and sailors every day. I've done it for 26 years. I can't think of anything else I want to do.
What are you going to do?
Don't know yet.
Bola and the girls were in a singing mood when we stopped by to make a tape to send to Marcus. He pulled out on the Guam the day Sherry and Graham and Dylan's dad Carrie sailed away. This is the first Christmas both families will be separated from their loved one.
I think Christmas is about remembering who your family is, and I think you can be close to them even when you're separated.
On board ship, the two husbands watch the video, a small expression of love and support from home.
The 3-year-old, she's constantly, I can't say anything to her. I want my daddy. Yeah, every other minute.
The more Carrie and Marcus watched, the more they listened. These were the most important people in their lives talking.
Hi, Dad. I love you, and you'll be getting a lot of stuff from me, and I hope you have a good Christmas. Bye. Love you.
I love you, and I miss you, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
I miss them all. I miss them all like crazy.
At sea, a holiday deployment is spent with shipmates, whether it's underway or in some port city like Naples, Italy. At home, it's a family affair.
And we try every once in a while to kind of make days special, so it'll get me through. It'll be a very quiet one, though, this year. An emotional one, I think.
Yeah, this is my first Christmas. We usually smoke a turkey and get as many people in the house as we can and get as many people together as we can and just try to share with everybody.
It's pretty tough on you?
Yes, it is.
At sea, there's a job to be done. On the home front, Bola has adopted a similar attitude.
Yeah, you just get on with it, you get the children together. I mean, I'm halfway dreading Christmas Day because I know there's going to be a point in that day I'm going to feel like, ooh, you know, ooh. But, you know, you just get on with it. Children keep you busy.
Well, this is my first Christmas away, and usually we just, on Christmas Day, like to be there, see their faces light up when they get their gifts and stuff. It's going to be hard, but we'll get through it. Strong family.
Now, of course, these dads had to listen to some gift lists from home.
A dyno, a skateboard, electric guitar, and some rollerblades. I'd like a football helmet, not a bike because that costs too much money, and a skateboard and some Jinkas.
Marcus listened as his daughter sung to him.
We love you, Daddy, I'm gonna be true, and when you're far away, we will. Oh, Daddy, we love you. Yes, we do. Merry Christmas!
It hurts a lot. It's supposed to be a family thing, but I'm on the ship and they over there. But I'll call them. I'll say Merry Christmas, sing songs on the phone to them.
Hi, Grandpa. Just getting on with it. Can't wait for you to come home. See you soon. Bye. Be careful.
Yes, I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I love you all. Say hello to everybody. Tell everybody Merry Christmas. Love you all.
Then it was time for Carrie's family to talk.
Hi, Dad. I love you. I miss you very, very much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart. I love you.
Just like to say thanks, honey, for being there for me. And next year we'll be all together for Christmas. And have a good, safe holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
This is a song that never ends.
As hard as it is for the men and women at sea this holiday season, and they have it plenty hard, the job is equally difficult for their loved ones back home. Reporter Rebecca Schramm, herself a Navy wife, has this up-close and personal look at how it's going for the Navy families stateside.
Mike, 6 months is a long time to be separated from the person you love the most. That's something I'm going to find out in a couple of months when my husband leaves for his deployment. But I recently spent time with one family that's separated now at a time that should be the happiest of the year.
October 3rd was one of the hardest days Chantel and Stan had ever gone through. It was the day Stan hugged his wife and 2 older kids goodbye, gave his baby girl Rebecca one last kiss, and boarded the USS Guam for a 6-month deployment.
It's hard. I didn't think it'd be this hard. It didn't kick in until last night that he was leaving today.
And with heavy hearts both on the brow and on the pier, the ship pulls away. It's a moment no one here will soon forget.
Everything over here and down.
As Christmas draws near, we go along with Chantel and the kids to pick out a Christmas tree.
That's pretty, nice and thick. I like this one. I got it. You got it? All right.
It's a happy time, but there's a feeling that something is missing.
Okay, you guys, easily. You need to stand it up. I hate it. I do, I want him here, but, you know, he maybe calls and he's gone, and that's something we're getting used to. You cry a lot. I don't know about anybody else, but I do. I spend a lot of time, and you get to thinking about it. If it's late, at, you know, especially at nighttime, and you miss that sag on the other side of the bed, it's like...
13-year-old Sarah says Christmas is just not the same without her dad.
This is the first time he's been gone on Christmas from all his deployments, but it's going to be really hard.
And there's so much 11-year-old Noah wishes he could say to his father.
I love him and I miss him. I wish he was here.
Thousands of miles away in the Mediterranean, Stan, who's a chief petty officer, has formed a routine on board the amphibious assault ship, the USS Guam. But that doesn't keep him from thoughts of home.
Very hard. It's being away from your loved ones. It's just, you're looking for that other part of you that's not there. The person to share it with, you know, she's not there.
He holds on tightly to memories of those last hugs from his children.
For the baby really doesn't realize it, but I think my Sarah and Noah, they're having a little rough time coping with it for them. They don't have dad there. My son doesn't have dad there to relate to.
So who is the separation harder on? The person who's deployed or the loved ones at home? Well, that depends on who you ask.
I honestly think my husband, because here I have a mall to go to. I've got Walmart. I've got everything that, I've got the kids. I've got neighbors, friends. He's got to stare at the same people all day, every day. And I know he probably gets tired of it, and I know the other guys probably get tired of him.
I think it's going to be harder on my wife because out here you get into a routine and every day just seems to go the same. It's the same day. Over and over, the same things happen. Yeah, we know it's Christmas, but we've got a job to do. We've got our work cut out for us. My wife back home, getting up in the morning, watching the kids open their presents, she's gonna be missing that special person in her life to share it with.
I always think, what's it gonna be like when he comes home? And that's how I make every day work for me. It's okay, when he comes home, this is what we're gonna do. And it changes every day, but that's what keeps me occupied. Now turn it around. There we go. Yay! Perfect. Good job.
And with that, the house is all decked out for the holidays, something Chantel and the kids wish Dad could be there to see.
I'd like to wish my family happy holidays and tell my wife I love her and miss her, and to my kids. Daddy will be home soon. Just hang in there. We'll be together soon. I love y'all.
The days at sea are long, sometimes, if you're lucky, only 18 hours, 7 days a week. They start to blend into one another. The 6-month cruise seems to last forever. Still, it's not just a job, they told you, it's an adventure. Sometimes, though, not a very glamorous one.
Of the 347 active duty ships in the United States Navy fleet today, more than half, 180, are underway. That translates into nearly 51,000 of America's sons and daughters deployed at sea away from home this holiday season.
Next number is G53. Your next number will be G53.
To break the cycle of monotony, the Navy does its best to keep the crew entertained.
G49.
With activities such as bingo to help keep the sailors' minds off what they may be missing back home.
Since we missed having our party in November, I wanted November babies to know that we didn't forget about them. So we're going to combine November and December. And the next party we have will be on the 13th. That's the day after we pull out of Naples.
The ships throw monthly ice cream and cake parties for crew members celebrating birthdays. Just a little something special which gives sailors something to look forward to, something that helps the time pass.
Well, it helps a little bit because, you know, we know somebody thinking about us and stuff, you know, besides, like, you know, back at home and stuff like that, you know, so it's okay.
And on the aircraft carrier George Washington, they even offer college classes through Old Dominion University's TeleTechNet program, an idea Captain Yank Rutherford salutes.
We know that our lifestyle with constant deployments makes it difficult sometimes to remain in one area and complete their education. So the ability for us to actually take the education process with us has been a real positive factor. And I think that
mail call helps. This day, some 2,000 pounds of mail arrives aboard the USS Guam.
The cards, the letters, and all are just
really heartfelt, and I want to tell you, they are the things that are the catalyst to keep this the ship going, and they keep our spirits up.
And now they have something called sailor phones, where the crew via satellite can call home every day. With the internet, loved ones are literally a few strokes of the keyboard away. Perhaps there's no faster way to a sailor's heart, though, than through his stomach. And there's no better way to maintain morale than to keep dishing up good food in the chow line.
Well, I think it's very important the fact that we're away from home there and we're not around our loved ones, and we need to do something for the crew to make them feel more at home.
USS South Carolina Mess Chief William Conway is planning a special Christmas Day feast for the crew, turkey, prime rib, and all the trimmings. It's his and the Navy's way of spreading a little holiday cheer.
Kind of gives them a little bit of a homey feeling here. You know, we decorate the place with a Christmas tree, and we serve the meal with all the fixings and everything in it, you know, and we're just trying to give them a good time for themselves for the holiday, because it's a hard time for us out here at sea.
We visit as many ships as we can each year. And on the home front, we find more and more dependents wishing to connect with their loved ones, like this Nimitz party.
We say hi to Tom, huh? Yeah, we say hi to Tom. Say, we miss Tom? We miss Tom?
Merry Christmas! Amen!
Another group gathered at the Marriott Waterside in downtown Norfolk.
This is a video message for the VF-211 fighting checkmates aboard the USS Nimitz. Oh, checkmates, your families couldn't be more proud. You're out there flying day and night, ready to show our U.S. might. Oh, checkmates, your families couldn't be more proud. Happy holidays!
Hello, this is for all the guys on the USS Guam, LPH-9 Weapons Division. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas filled with lots of love, laughter, and many happy memories. Season's greetings and a Happy New Year from Michelle and Melissa. Bye, see y'all soon.
We're delivering Christmas wreaths today here on the South Carolina. We got to go to the supply office. We already got one door. They weren't home. Let's see if anyone's home here. Looks like some people are in. Season's greetings. Here you go, Babcock. You got a wreath from Bayside Baptist Church.
They call him the ship's counselor. NC-1 Robert Keller does his best to ring in the holiday season aboard the USS South Carolina.
All right. Merry Christmas. How you doing, Pedelson Brownlee? You having a good time? We're spreading a little Christmas joy here, you know, being away from home, you know, gives guys an opportunity to have a little fun, Christmas, you know, get in the Christmas spirit here. Myself, this is my 6th deployment, so I'm kind of used to it, but the newer guys give them an opportunity to see the world, and also it does take its bear on the younger guys, you know, being away from home during Christmas.
The South Carolina is anchored off Palma de Mallorca because it's nuclear powered. The Spanish government won't let her pull up to the pier. This is a kind of working Liberty call. The crew works on the ship all day and gets to take the Liberty boat into town at night. And as for the holidays, many in the South Carolina crew are trying to just put it all out of their minds.
It's a little depressing, but it's my job and I know I have to do it, so I have to bear with it.
Really don't think about it that much, just another working day. We don't really so much think about it as Christmas or the holidays.
We join the Navy to defend. Sometimes it means over holidays, and sometimes, you know, you have to sacrifice.
But others on the ship say the holiday season is a difficult time to be at sea.
Yeah, there's a little sense of loss and a little depression that goes along with it.
That's the young guys. What about old guys like us?
Older guys, we just know how to hide it better, but it still hits us.
From the bridge of the USS South Carolina, happy holiday! Woo!
This is OSSN Thompson, Hill, and Coward on board USS South Carolina, the coolest ship in the world.
The crew gets to cut up when the TV cameras come out, but the South Carolina's captain says it's not a particularly happy time of year.
I think at the holiday season we run a whole gamut of emotions. There are lots of folks here who are married, who have kids at home that they're going to be missing, kids and wives during the holidays, missing the family traditions.
But Captain Dave Brown says there is still an important mission to focus on, a fact brought home by the recent Iraq crisis.
The United States interests are worldwide, and we have to be able to rapidly respond. Just the fact that we can make an announcement and show pictures of an aircraft carrier going through the Suez Canal was enough to change Saddam's tone.
But this may be the last time the U.S. has the guided missile cruiser South Carolina in its arsenal. The 22-year-old vessel may be retired in the next year or two, which her crew says would be a mistake.
I'm sure pretty much anyone would attest to that in the engineering department. She's a strong ship. She's got a lot of good speed on her. I know that any admiral on any carrier would be proud to have this ship leading the way.
These can be big or they can be small.
Welcome to the USO show in hangar LP2. Now, when it comes to stateside support, nobody does it better than the USO at their annual Christmas show at the Norfolk Naval Air Station. This was the scene on a Saturday morning as families turned out in droves.
Oh, I just think it's great, especially for those of us that are not from here. I mean, this is like family away from family, so I just think it's great.
The show was being taped by Cox Communications to send out to the ships.
It means a togetherness. We're all in the same situation, and we all have the same feeling. We're going through the same thing, so it's an uplifting spiritual thing for everybody.
In the audience were children missing dads, wives missing husbands, and friends just missing friends. And many were Nimitz families having moved to Hampton Roads from the West Coast.
We're originally from California. Our first year here, new state, new town. He's not here, and she's just really weepy, and so we're just trying to let her know that she's not alone. Other kids are without their fathers.
Some of the children had a chance to talk to Santa.
Unlike the many years that I was away, we now have email, we have phone calls from sea. It would be wonderful for all of the families to take maximum advantage of each of those new devices that help us be a little closer during the holiday season.
This marks the 5th time the USO has staged this production, with people like Toucan Jam, King's Dominion, and the Miss Virginia Troupe.
Well, this is what today's USO is all about. Caring for the families and helping the families. We also do a lot for the single sailors, soldiers, and airmen, and this show is for everyone.
Bringing families a little bit closer together.
It's wonderful to have a little touch from home. The picture shot from today will be shown at sea to those sailors and other military people who are away from their families, and it means an awful lot.
And the message from the kids is always a simple one.
I wish you can come home.
What else?
I love them.
So what's the hardest part about being separated during the holidays?
Oh, let's see. The hardest part being home alone is I got to take care of my Great Dane that I have. And let's see. The easiest part is taking care of my wives.
It seemed everyone had their own reason for being here.
This is his first sea tour. We've been on shore duty. Now he's in the sea. We're making it, though. I mean, it's almost halfway over. So.
It was quite a moment when they sang the finale, a theme song for any deployment.
This is Palmer. Christmas in Palmer.
Back on the other side of the Atlantic, we decided to do our part. We took 5 South Carolina sailors out on the town in Palma.
That's one thing I miss is seeing the lights in Williamsburg.
First order of business, window shopping.
Anybody need cosmetics? Hey, going price is free.
Free?
Yeah, there ain't no price.
We rounded up Kevin Taylor, Craig DeMata, Tim Beach, Mike Palmy, and Daniel Babcock and headed for the bright lights in this resort island city.
Babcock's over here filming the women.
And our man Babcock, armed with an 8mm camera, captured the entire evening's revelry on tape. And then off we went in search of the perfect Christmas gift. We never found it, but we did work up big appetites, so then the search for good eats was on.
Restaurant Azoro Terra Aranda.
What's the chef du jour selling us here?
Felix. Selling a cat.
It smells expensive.
Oh no.
Ooh, expensive.
No. Wrong answer.
Restaurant
I got one
Port
meal
Tixel.
and
Yeah, lobster now.
So where are we going to stop for dinner?
Finally, we settled on a little sidewalk pizza cafe. And while the menu proved to be something of a challenge,
Gambas a la plancha.
That's right.
there was no problem whatsoever about getting the guys to talk about home. They whipped out their pictures of wives, girlfriends, and children. And then they dove headlong into the subject of what it's like being out here on the other side of the globe when they'd much rather be elsewhere.
It's just not Christmas being out here. Like you say, you got your shipmates and everything, but you'd much rather be home, so where you can call your grandparents or you can see your sister or, you know, talk to your mom and dad instead of being over here in a foreign place that you've never, you know, you don't know what's going on.
Christmas is I'm overlooking it. It's, if I had my family, it'd be Christmas, but I have my shipmates on the ship. You know, we have our Christmas, but you can see it in everybody's eyes. They're talking to you, but in their heart, they want to be home too.
Chesapeake resident Tim Beach has a wife and 3 children waiting for him back home.
Our times you can never make up. You know, they're just gone. But with the videos and now that we have email on the ship and everything, we talk back and forth. You feel like you're in touch. You know, it's sad to miss it, but you still feel like you're in a way there. You're in their thoughts and you're there.
Yeah, it's really tough, especially with 3 daughters. They're a little more sensitive, I think, than boys are. And with the baby, she was 3 months old when I left, so she'll be 9 months when we get back. And this will be the first Christmas since I've been married that I've been away from them.
It's tough because it's the second Christmas away from my wife straight now. And I just missed my first year wedding anniversary, which, sorry. And it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy, but I have family back home in Norfolk and she has family back home, so I'm hoping that everything will work out right between us.
Will he start by himself again?
All you gotta do is say something or move right now. Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's a handful of wives sending gifts overseas. But it's a scene repeated all over Hampton Roads and all over the country weeks before Christmas.
I try to surprise him with something different every time he goes out. He never knows what to expect from me. I saw this and I thought, well, I can't resist it, so I had to get it.
On board the USS Guam, husband Barry opened the singing tree.
You better guard that tree with your life. Something very bad could happen to him.
Yeah, I know where the 2 other ones are. There we go. I'm going to kill him with this.
I love you, and I'll be glad when you're home. And how you like my new haircut. I know it's kind of short, but it'll grow. I love you and miss you.
This is the book that he wanted. He's been bugging me for at least a month. It's Wheels of Time. It's a series. Book number 7, on its way.
Dawn was sending all sorts of things to husband Lewis on the Guam.
He's still a girl.
Tomorrow morning.
Can't you see he's running to go like a girl, and you know the rest of the song.
There were photos for Dad from son Travis.
And this is like the first couple days of school. Him acting silly there.
Lewis thought they were music to his ear. Or was that the card Dawn mailed him?
Just a Christmas song to say you're thought of all year long. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you, honey.
Lewis liked the card, but was in for a little family secret.
Honey, you know what the soap's for, okay?
Everybody's bugging me about the soap, and I'm not telling nobody nothing.
Happy holidays, honey. I love you. Trav loves you too. We're wishing you well. Peace and love. Love ya.
There were gifts like Jeff Gordon shirts and musical CDs. And then there was this one.
You never give up anything you love and not get something in return.
Regina and Kayla and Jana were wrapping a music box to replace one that husband Michael traded in. A special story behind it.
But when he pulled into one of the ports, he saw something that I wanted. We saw it like 2 years ago. It's a beautiful leather coat with fur in it. And he traded his music box for my coat. So the best Christmas that I could give him and send him whilst he's away is another music box.
Oh yeah, nice rack size. Thank you, darling.
Merry Christmas, Daddy. Merry Christmas, Daddy. I love you. I love you.
Hi, hon. We miss you. This is the first Christmas that we spent away from you. We can't wait till you get home. And this is just a little bit of Christmas, but we have so much more for you. Hurry back. We love you.
By now, the video of their families wrapping presents and sending greetings has been played over and over as the Guam cruises somewhere in the Med.
So from Palma de Mallorca off the coast of Spain in the Mediterranean Sea, and on behalf of the entire United States Navy forward deployed this holiday season, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and good night. Joe?
Mike, we meet them every year, sailors and Marines on the front lines of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And every year they inspire us, they motivate us, they make us laugh, and they make us cry. All of us at WVEC TV and all of us in Hampton Roads would like to wish a blessed holiday season to all deployed sailors and Marines. Thank you for your commitment, and we'll see you back here in the spring.
Happy holidays from the Newport News Shipbuilding Carrier Innovation Center. We're proud to build the ships you sail. Merry Christmas! At Newport News Shipbuilding, we wish you a happy holiday and a safe return home.
Season's greetings from all the employees at Newport News Shipbuilding.
From those of us who build the ships to those of you who sail them, happy holidays!
As the Navy Christmas comes to an end, we want to say thank you to the men and women in uniform and their families for the many sacrifices they make each and every day. It makes us proud to know that they are there to serve and protect our wonderful country. Season's greetings and happy holidays from all of us at Taco Bell.
I hope this program, A Navy Christmas, has helped shrink the miles between Navy and Marine Corps families and their loved ones. We hope you have enjoyed watching the program as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Season's greetings to all those serving aboard the USS George Washington and to all the men and women of the Navy and Marine Corps. Navy Federal wishes you happy holidays and salutes your honor, courage, and commitment.